Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Mercenaries. They're dying like flies. But what do you do when you have a commander, a leader of a mercenary brigade or mercenary group, let's put it this way? He was just killed in Ukraine by a precision strike. So the Russians up. So let me show you this article from Russia. Coming from Russia today, March 19th, 2024. Here it is. This leader of quote-unquote Norman Brigade mercenary group killed in Ukraine. This is a Canadian right there. The Canadian fighter was allegedly struck by a Russian drone. The French Canadian mercenary fighting for Kiev and alleged leader of the so-called Norman Brigade private military group has been killed, Canadian broadcaster CTV News reported on Tuesday. Reports about the death of the mercenary identified as 36-year-old Jean-François Rattel from Quebec first circulated through social media, the outlet said. According to media reports, Rattel, an ideological Nazi whose call sign was Rulf, was reportedly the commander of the Norman Brigade private foreign unit in Ukraine's Foreign Legion. He was reportedly struck by a Russian drone along with others from his unit, which allegedly comprises mercenaries from the US, United Kingdom, Germany, France, Denmark, Poland, Australia, and New Zealand. Now, diversity is our strength. So the Europeans are fighting the Europeans. I know at least one group that celebrates that one. Do you know that group? Global Affairs Canada, the department in charge of foreign policy, said it was aware that a Canadian had died in Ukraine, but would not provide his name or cause of death, CTV News said. And I'm quoting, "Our hearts go out to his family and loved ones at his very difficult time." The outlet quoted spokesperson Granty Franklin as saying, and I'm quoting again, "Consular officials are in contact with local authorities for further information and are providing consular assistance to the family." End quote. The name of Rattel's group alludes to the fact many Quebecers are descendants of settlers from France's Normandy region. The group consists almost entirely of military veterans, according to the National Post. In 2022, the Norman Brigade reportedly took part in battles near Kiev before being transferred to Donbass, where it suffered heavy losses, the Russians are saying. It was also reported that Rattel had embezzled funds intended for the unit. Canada has been among the strongest support. Canada overall, or the idiots in charge of Canada? No, the idiots in charge of Canada, using the Canadians' resources, were being among the strongest supporters of Kiev during the conflict, according to the latest estimates released by the Russian Defense Ministry last week. Of the more than 1,000 Canadians who went to fight for Ukraine, at least 491 have died. Canada has a large Ukrainian community, mostly originating from post-World War II era, when Ukrainian Nazi collaborators fled to the country en masse to escape retribution by the Soviet Union's commissars of the specific group I was talking about. Last September, the Canadian Parliament, we're not going to go to this one, you know what's going over there. Hunka. Okay, so, surprised? Not surprised whatsoever. Are there volunteers, mercenaries, private military companies operating over there? Yes, that's the opportunity for them to make a profit and maybe get off the TV or the video games they were playing. Some of them are really I think active military personnel, engage in the various countries, and they cross the border into Ukraine as volunteers. I said this many times, and I keep saying it because I know time will prove I've been right all along. But I don't need the time's approval because, I like telling you, oh, today is Tuesday. Okay, so what? We all know. You don't believe? Wait. Patience is still a virtue. So this guy was killed, like many others, unfortunately. But, why do I say unfortunately? Not because I care for his life in particular. He made his choices. It's because I don't like when people lose their lives. I don't know his intentions. I mean, intentions were to obviously eliminate some others for some financial gains, and I don't know other. I mean, this is at least the basic reason why he went over there. Maybe he got something in his heart, as a French Quebecan, whatever, from Quebec, trying to fight the Russians for his personal. No, but nevertheless, I think the whole thing in Ukraine is garbage. That is, should not have started. But other interests are dictating, unfortunately, who's who, what's what. Here it is. More to come. I'm pretty sure that we're going to hear more news about this. They call it mercenary here? Yeah, mercenary group. These guys are calling it volunteer, private military company. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.